What if stepping into the wrong place meant becoming part of something you can't escape? That's the chilling reality unfolding in General Hospital, as Josslyn finds herself at the center of Wyndemere's darkest story yet. This isn't just another mystery. This isn't just another conflict. This is something deeper, something older. And now, Joss is right in the middle of it. General Hospital places Joss at the center of Wyndemere's darkest story. Yet, in Port Charles, locations are never just backdrops. They carry meaning, history, and emotional weight. Few places embody that truth more powerfully than Wyndemere, a setting synonymous with secrets, power, and psychological tension. Now, General Hospital is placing Josslyn at the center of a storyline rooted in that very atmosphere. And the result is a narrative that feels darker, more intense, and more psychologically layered than anything she has faced before. Wyndemere, more than a setting. Wyndemere is not simply a location, it is a symbol, a place where power is negotiated, secrets are hidden, truth is rarely straightforward. Over the years, Wyndemere has been associated with some of the most complex and morally ambiguous storylines in Port Charles. So placing Josslyn there is not a neutral decision. It is intentional. It signals a shift in tone. Josslyn, from observer to central figure. Josslyn Jacks has often been part of major storylines, but this time she is not on the edge of the narrative. She is at the center. This distinction matters, because being at the center means greater stakes, greater risk, greater emotional impact. Joss is no longer reacting to events. She is shaping them. The shift toward darkness. What makes this storyline stand out is its tone. It leans into psychological tension, into ambiguity, into uncertainty. This is not a straightforward conflict. It is layered, and that layering creates a sense of unease, because the audience, and Joss, do not fully understand what is happening. The nature of the threat. The danger surrounding Joss is not entirely clear, and that lack of clarity is deliberate. It suggests that the threat may be hidden, the danger may not be immediate, but is building. The true stakes are still unfolding. This creates suspense, because uncertainty keeps both the characters and the audience engaged. Why Josslyn is the perfect center for this story. Joss brings a unique combination of traits: emotional openness, strong instincts, a willingness to confront difficult situations. These qualities make her both capable and vulnerable, capable of navigating complex scenarios, vulnerable to the emotional and psychological impact of those scenarios. This balance makes her an ideal focal point. The psychological element. Unlike more action-driven storylines, this arc emphasizes psychology. Joss is not just facing external threats. She is dealing with uncertainty, suspicion, emotional pressure. These elements create internal conflict, and internal conflict is often more compelling than external action. Wyndemere's influence on behavior. The setting itself plays a role in shaping the narrative. Wyndemere is isolating, intense, filled with history. These qualities influence how characters behave. They heighten tension, they amplify emotion, and they make every interaction feel more significant. The role of secrets. At the core of this storyline are secrets, secrets that have not been fully revealed, may involve multiple characters, could reshape relationships. Joss's position at the center means she is directly connected to these secrets. Whether she uncovers them or becomes entangled in them remains to be seen. The growing tension. As the storyline progresses, tension builds gradually. It does not rely on sudden shocks. Instead, it develops through subtle shifts in behavior, increasing uncertainty, rising emotional stakes. This slow build creates a sense of inevitability. Something is coming, and it will matter. The emotional stakes for Joss. Being at the center of this storyline affects Joss on multiple levels: emotionally, psychologically, socially. She is not just navigating a situation, she is experiencing it, and that experience will likely leave a lasting impact. The ripple effect across Port Charles. Joss's involvement does not stay contained within Wyndemere. It extends outward. Other characters become aware. They react, they engage, and the storyline expands, because in General Hospital, no central narrative exists in isolation. Themes. Driving the storyline. Several key themes emerge. Isolation versus connection. Joss is placed in an environment that isolates her, even as she seeks connection. Truth versus perception. What appears to be happening may not reflect reality. Power versus vulnerability. Joss navigates a space where both exist simultaneously. Why this storyline? Works down. This arc succeeds because it combines a strong central character, a meaningful setting, psychological depth, gradual tension. These elements create a narrative that feels immersive and engaging. The question of control. One of the most compelling aspects of this storyline is the question of control. Is Joss in control of her situation, or is she being influenced by forces she does not fully understand? This uncertainty adds to the tension, because control, or the lack of it, defines outcomes. The path forward. As the story continues, several possibilities emerge. Joss may uncover hidden truths. The threat may become more direct. Relationships may be tested. Each possibility adds to the narrative complexity. Final thoughts. Placing Joss at the center of Wyndemere's darkest story in General Hospital is a bold narrative move. It elevates her role, it deepens the tone, and it introduces a storyline driven by tension, psychology, and uncertainty. Because in Port Charles, the most compelling stories are not always the loudest ones. Sometimes they are the ones that unfold in the shadows. And right now, Joss is standing right in the middle of them.